I've been doing YouTube for a few years now, and I've learned a lot in that time. So in today's video, I want to go over 10 things that I have learned as a YouTuber and what I would do differently. The first thing that I've learned is that you need to be authentic. Be confident who you are as a person on camera. And this can be scary when you're first starting out. You're worried that people won't like you or they'll judge who you are. I get that. But there's more to being authentic than just being yourself. You also want to post about topics that you're interested in. Otherwise, you're going to get burned out. I am a prime example of this. I started out posting about blogging until my Pinterest content started to take off, and then I was only posting about Pinterest because that's what people were interested in. But it wasn't something that I enjoyed talking about. And after a while, it really started to drain me. Not only that, but it didn't feel very authentic because I wasn't interested in the topic that I was talking about. If this happens to you, don't be afraid to change your direction. It's your channel to do what you want with it. If you're a perfectionist, this next tip is going to be a hard pill to swallow. Done is better than perfect. Just put the video out, even if you don't like it. Even if you messed up, even if you recorded the whole video and you realized that your hair was looking crazy like this. Whatever it may be, perfectionism is going to be one of your greatest enemies here on YouTube. Sometimes perfectionism even prevents people from starting their channel for years. They're too worried about waiting to look a certain way, waiting until they have the perfect camera, or waiting until they have the perfect background. You have to accept that in the beginning, not everything is going to be perfect. And not every single video that you do is going to be perfect either. You're going to make mistakes, and you're likely going to make some awful videos. I know that I have. But those videos are going to be the best videos that you can make at that time, and you will get better. So just start posting those videos. I mentioned in the last point that some people wait till they have fancy gear to start a YouTube channel. And one of the things that I've learned here on YouTube is that fancy gear is not that important. You don't need to have the best camera, the best lighting, and the best setup to start posting videos and still do well. I started out recording videos on my phone, and I eventually upgraded to a really crappy flip-out camera, and then eventually upgraded to the Canon M50, which is the one I'm currently using. People will watch a slightly low-quality video if the content that you are giving them is good enough to keep them interested and want to stay. The fourth thing that I learned on YouTube is that money will come later. Making money on YouTube doesn't come easily, especially if your only plan is to monetize with ads. If you're not sure how YouTube monetization works, essentially, you need to have 1,000 subscribers and 4,000 watch hours in a 12-month period before you can start running ads on your channel and get paid to have them run. What this means is you need to have 1,000 people subscribe, and you need to have people watch 4,000 hours of your content in what they call a rolling 12-month period. So if you have your channel for over a year, all of the watch hours that you earned 365 days ago will not count towards monetization. This can be really problematic if you have, let's say, a viral video in August and you got a ton of watch hours. If your channel doesn't carry that momentum all the way up until next August and you're not monetized yet, all of those watch hours that you got from that viral video are going to be null and void. And the kicker is once you actually are monetized, you still are not going to be making that much from ads. I'm not currently monetized at the moment, so I can't give you exact numbers of what it's going to be. And of course, every channel, every video is different. There's a lot that goes into it, so it still wouldn't be a great representation. But a guesstimate to give you an idea would be my channel could be making about $20 a month in AdSense revenue. Sounds okay, right? Well, here's the other thing. You have to monetize through Google AdSense. There are no other options here on YouTube, and you have to have $100 in your Google AdSense before you can actually cash out. Meaning I could theoretically cash out every 5 months. That's not exactly revenue you can pay your bills with. So with that being said, what exactly can you do about that? I've opted to doing client work while I'm still getting my YouTube channel monetized. It's the best way to start making money quickly. And I've been getting a good majority of my leads from YouTube. So that means that technically, before I'm even officially monetized on YouTube, my YouTube channel is still bringing me in revenue. Another option is to recommend products and start making money through affiliate marketing. I find this hard to do with a smaller audience, but that doesn't mean that it's impossible. Next, you want to interact with your audience. Interacting with your audience is super important, especially if you're a smaller creator. This will help you to create a sense of community, which is something that I really love to do here on my channel. Respond or acknowledge every single comment that you get. Ask people questions back, make it seem like you are actually interested in your audience, and create kind of a connection or a conversation with them to help them keep coming back. Here on my channel, I want to create a sense of a tight-knit community. And this isn't something that you do because of your own self-interest. It should be something that you do because you just enjoy interacting with your audience. But not only because it's just an awesome thing to do, hopefully it will also make people feel like they belong to something bigger and keep them coming back to your channel. Having repeat viewers and building trust with your audience is super important to help your business grow in a healthy way. along with being authentic like we talked about earlier. Lots of new YouTubers may think that going viral is going to be the one way that they can get their channel to blow up and start making a bunch of money. Some people might want to grow really fast and see their numbers rise and their subscribers and their views and hopefully their income. But going viral is honestly not a good business model. Not only is it a really unreliable way to grow, to just hope that a video will take off, but it's also really not going to help you that much in the end. Plus, many people that crave going viral wouldn't even know what to do with all of the newfound attention that they have. You'll likely get a bunch of people to subscribe, and then what? Many of them likely won't ever watch another video of yours again. So you end up with a bunch of subscribers who are never going to interact with your channel. And believe it or not, but it is better to have a small audience that watches every single one of your videos than it is to have a massive channel where nobody cares who you are. YouTube doesn't care about how many subscribers you have. They care about how many people watch your videos and for how long. Why? Because the longer your audience is on the platform watching videos, the more chances they have to get ads served up to them, which is what YouTube uses to create their revenue. So instead of worrying about going viral, worry about how many people are watching my videos and how long are people watching my videos. The more you worry about and cater to your current audience, the quicker you can build a bigger audience. It's also important that you keep yourself on some sort of schedule because you want to be consistently uploading videos to the platform. Missing uploads once in a while isn't a huge deal, but it's definitely not something that you want to make a habit of. One thing that has worked for me is setting a goal for how many videos I want to upload in that month and a watch hour goal as well. If I want to hit my monthly watch hour goal, which is going to help me hit my monetization goal, I need to post a certain amount of videos that are going to do well. I don't have a particularly set schedule on when it comes to working. Since this is my full-time job, I can kind of work on it when I have the time. But as long as I hit my 2 video a week schedule, then I'm all set. Now, your schedule is obviously going to look different. You don't have to do 2 videos a week. 1 video a week, I think, is the perfect cadence for when you are just starting out, especially if you have other things like a job or kids or other things that you need to take care of. So just do whatever works for you. The 7th thing that I learned as a YouTuber is sometimes the motivation to do the work just simply isn't going to be there. And yet you still have to push through. I think there's a misconception that if you love your job or you love the work that you do, that the motivation is just always going to be there. You'll always be motivated to work and happy about it. And that is simply not the case. I experienced that a lot myself, even for this video right here. I spent 3 days doing my best to try and write out some scripts and record over the weekend, and that simply just didn't happen. I ran out of ideas and couldn't think about anything to write, and that just happens sometimes. But here's what you can do if this happens to you. Don't force it. Sometimes you just can't force yourself to work, and that's okay. That might mean that you need a break. It may be your body telling you to rest, or maybe you're procrastinating because you don't know where to start. I know this is the case for me pretty often. Something else could be you're just not interested in whatever it is that you're doing. You could also try changing your scenery. This is another thing that tends to work for me. I decided this weekend to go to a coffee shop to get some scripts written, and that is honestly the only thing that got me to write this video. So if you can, go to a restaurant or a coffee shop or a Barnes & Noble bookstore or whatever you have around you and see if you can get into a different environment to spark your creativity and motivation. And if nothing works but you still absolutely have to get some work done, sometimes you just have to push through it. I absolutely would rather be sitting on the couch watching TV and eating a cookie than recording this video right now, to be honest with you. And that is proof that motivation will not always be there, but sometimes you just have to do the dang thing anyway. You also need to learn that growth is going to be slow in the beginning. Please don't expect to grow very fast in the beginning. You need to set your expectations a little low when you get started on YouTube, because it can take up to 20 to 30 videos before YouTube even starts picking up your channel. And most people need to post 100 videos before they even really take off. Now, this isn't the case for everyone, but it might be something that you need to expect. And if you think about it, if you post 1 video a week for a year, there's 52 weeks in a year, that means you'll only be posting 52 videos your first year. And that's if you don't accidentally miss an upload here or there. So you need to just keep posting video and get used to making bad videos in the beginning in order to help yourself improve. You'll slowly start getting better at intros, better at your lighting, better at setting up your shot and editing. This is likely going to take a while for you to experiment with and find your rhythm and flow. All of these things you will eventually get better at. To give you some perspective, my first video was uploaded in July of 2020. I got exactly 1.79 watch hours for the rest of that month, and I posted 3 videos. And I didn't get over 100 watch hours a month until September of the next year. It took me 15 months to get 147 watch hours a month. Now, another year later, I am consistently getting 400 watch hours a month. So even though the growth is slow in the beginning, it does get easier to grow the bigger that you are. If you haven't started a YouTube channel yet, I'm sure for many of you, one of the biggest issues is being scared to get on camera. And that's definitely a valid concern. But one of the things that I've learned here on YouTube is getting on camera gets easier. Talking to a lens is not very natural. It's not something that we normally do. So it can take some time to get comfortable with, and it just takes practice. I was not fully comfortable when I started this channel. But honestly, one day I just got fed up with pushing it off and decided to finally go after my dream. If this is something that you are seriously considering doing, just start practicing. Take your phone around the house with you and just record yourself talking to the screen. If you have a phone holder in your car, just stick it up on your dashboard, turn your camera on while you're driving, and just start talking to yourself. Film yourself when you're cooking dinner or when you are planning out what you're gonna do for the day. Just start filming yourself randomly. These can be videos that you can delete right after you've done them, or you can watch them back and then delete them. It's really up to you and what you're comfortable with at the time. Even now, a few years into this job, this is still something that I do. Not only is it a great way to just get your thoughts out of your head, but it will also help you get more comfortable on camera as well. And then when you're ready, post your first video. There are so many new YouTubers who are afraid to invest in their channel, thinking that they will wait until they make a bunch of money to upgrade their first camera or buy a course that's going to really help them. And while, as we mentioned, you don't need fancy gear to start up, and you shouldn't wait until you have a fancy camera or a fancy setup before you start posting videos, that doesn't mean that you shouldn't be consistently trying to level up your videos. And sometimes that can mean investing in new gear or tools. I have bought a bunch of gear for my channel, and I even bought a few courses and went to a few 3-day online virtual conferences in order to help me learn about this business as much as I can. If you are passionate about this business and you are serious about taking your channel to the next level, don't be afraid to risk a little bit of money into up-leveling your gear or your knowledge on this platform. In terms of what I would do differently, I honestly don't think there's a lot that I would do differently. I think maybe I would have liked to start sooner, honestly. I thought about doing a channel for a while before I actually started. And I'm wondering, where would I be if I had started sooner? I also would have liked to post more in the beginning or not miss as many uploads as I did. For the first year that I was doing this, I was only posting one video a week and I was missing an upload here and there. I wish I would have had more discipline to keep a schedule and upload more, because that would have helped grow my channel even faster. I think I'd be a lot further along now if that was the case. But other than that, I'm pretty happy with how far I've made it on my journey here on YouTube. And if you want to get started on your journey here on YouTube, check out this video right here about how to finally start your YouTube channel. And I will see you next week. Bye!